The Renault Scenic has been a popular family car since its launch in 1996. In fact, Renault has sold more than 5.3 million Scenics since then. And now there's an all-new generation, the Scenic E-Tech Electric, a fully electric family car with some crossover looks and styling. It's going to be available with 2 battery sizes, the larger of which can provide a driving range of up to 620 kilometers. So let's go and have a look at some of the details. Let's start at the front, where it has a very distinctive look. Like the Megane, it has very slender LED pure vision headlights, and you've got this lighting signature all the way down the side here as well. It's really going to make this car stand out. But one of the features I really like is this kind of textured grille effect on it. Now, this isn't the real grille, this is all just enclosed because it's electric. It doesn't have to have that. There is only a small aperture in the lower section of the bumper here, but it gives it a really unique look, and depending on which angle you look at it from, it kind of changes and shifts. It's similar to what we've seen in the more recently revealed Renault Rafale. Do check out the video on our channel of that if you haven't seen it yet. There's a lot of other very nice features. It's got a slightly sculpted bonnet here, and there's a really nice mix of kind of sharp lines and creases throughout the bodywork. One of my favorite bits are these wheels. These look like they've come straight off a concept car. They look absolutely fantastic. These are 20-inch wheels. There will be 19-inch wheels available. These have an aero optimized design, makes it cut through the air that bit more cleanly, but the flip side is they just look cool. When you see this thing moving, they look spectacular. Speaking of batteries, there's going to be 2 versions available with this, a 60 kilowatt hour version with a 420 kilometer range, and a larger 87 kilowatt hour battery with a 620 kilometer range. That's fantastic figures for a car like this. Now, there's going to be 2 different power outputs as well. That smaller battery will have a 170 horsepower output. The larger battery will be available with up to 220 horsepower as well. And when it comes to charging, you're going to have a couple of options. As standard, it gets a 7 kilowatt AC charger. The smaller battery can charge at 120 kilowatts. There will be an option of a 22 kilowatt AC charging. And with the larger battery, that gets a slight bump in DC charging to 150 kilowatts. Now, I mentioned those snazzy aerodynamic wheels earlier, but there are other features. The door mirrors have been redesigned to make them more aerodynamic, and like we've seen on the Megane, the door handles now sit flush with the bodywork to allow the car to cut through the air that bit more cleanly. It's the same story around the back of the car as well. You've got this long spoiler that comes out, and also this vertical spoiler here. I also love this rear element here, the way it's shaped. What this does is it cuts the air off, so it reduces drag and it improves the car's efficiency that bit further, but also it looks pretty cool. Now, obviously this is a car aimed at families, so it needs to be practical. It has a lot of boot space in here. As standard, it's got 545 litres, and you can fold down the rear seats to improve that up to 1,670 litres. You can also add in a higher level floor, so you can have a completely flat load-in level again to make life a little bit easier. Now, a big part of the Scenic's design is that it's got a very long wheelbase, so that gap between the front and rear wheels is a lot longer, and that means there's more space inside both the front, but especially here in the back seats. And obviously being electric means there's a completely flat floor in here too. Now, I talk about how much space there is a lot in here. For reference, I'm about 5'9", so I'm fairly average height, and this driving seat is set up for my driving position. So effectively, I'm sitting behind myself, and I can just about touch the seat in front. I have a lot of space that I can stretch my legs out, loads of knee room here as well, but also I've got a lot of headroom. That's because Renault offers this new solar bay glass roof. That solar bay roof is made up of a new PDLC technology. At the touch of a button, all of these segments will become opaque, meaning you can't see out of them. So it means you don't have to have a traditional roller blind. That saves weight, improving the car's efficiency, but more importantly, it gives you that little bit more headroom in the back here. So that's another great feature. Speaking of features, one other thing I really like is this central armrest that can pop down. Okay, it looks like a normal armrest, except you've got your normal 2 cup holders, but when you lift this up, you can then slide these guys out and put your phone or put a tablet either at an angle or straight ahead and have it so that 2 people can watch it while you're driving in the back. And there's also 2 more USB-C ports, meaning you can have all your cables neatly put in there and have it charging away while you're on the move. This is a very, very clever system. I really like this. No longer are you going to have something stuck on the back of the seat in front. You can literally put it in here, and then when you don't need it, these just spin around. You can pop it down. You've either got cup holders or you just put it back up out of the way. That is a very clever system. And one other thing, you've still got 2 more USB-C ports right down there as well. So you have no excuse for not having everyone's devices topped up here in the back. Now here in the driver's seat, there's a bit of a familiar look if you've been in any of the latest Renaults, especially the Megane E-Tech Electric. You've got this L-shaped dashboard layout here. It's a really nice system. It works very, very well. Crystal clear graphics, and in fact, one little nugget of information you might want to know is that these lines that are at an angle on the dashboard, they're actually at 28 degrees, which is the inclination of the sides of the Renault badge. So there you go, a little bit of nugget of information for you. One thing I really do like about this touchscreen system and about the whole infotainment system is that it's Google based. What that means is you have everything built in. If you want to go to do your navigation, you can put in your destination. Not only will Google Maps get you there with all the usual stuff like traffic information and all those kind of features, it will also tell you how much range you will have left when you get to your destination. And for a lot of people, that is a really important feature to have. One other thing the system can do as well is if you input that you're going to be going to a rapid charger along your route, it will know that and it will start to prepare the battery so it's at an optimum temperature to make sure it's ready to receive a full charge when you get there. Now, other details that are quite nice. Well, you've got a nice high armrest here. There's some USB-C ports in there. You've got a lot of storage here between the seats as well. And I really like the way there's a wireless charger just in here underneath the screen. So you can just pop your device in there and have it charging away while you're on the move. The seats themselves are very, very comfortable and they look great. These are all made from a recycled material, partly actually from recycled seat belts and offcuts of seat belts. They look very, very nice. They have a nice feel, and obviously you can have the usual sort of things like heated functionality as well. There's also electric adjustment on these as well. So getting your ideal driving position is very, very easy. So that's our first look around the all new Renault Scenic. It looks pretty stylish and it's got some great battery options and long driving ranges. If you want to know more about the car, head over to our website. It's CompleteCar.ie. You'll find it linked in the description below, and it's a great resource for finding your next new car. We hope you found the video useful. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, but more importantly, tell us what you think about the new Scenic in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.